I thought I made myself abundantly clear last
episode.
podcast. At this point, how I'm feeling.
That was 38.
I will spit. I don't care who you are.
Well, hold on.
We will fight.
Well, this is episode 39 of the Noahidols podcast. Before it gets any deeper, this is my main man right here, Joe.
Fact.
My man right here sounds like you're troublesome today.
I'm troublesome today.
Troublesome. And we got a special guest right here.
Yes, sir.
Brother Harlan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
He was getting ready to get to the...
Well, yeah, back to my point. Caution, all Caucasians. Caution. Be aware.
Be aware of
Stephen will spit on you. I don't care if you can be... If I feel like it, I will spit on you.
So Drew Brees is lucky?
Drew Brees is extremely lucky.
Oh, yeah. If he was my teammate, I had to see him.
I'm at the point I am spitting on. I've had to caution my boss. Hey, we don't got to get into politics here.
Right.
Okay.
Spit flies.
we don't gotta get into politics.
Recently?
Yeah. You know, and he believes that they need to go to jail and all that. But all my employees know we don't talk about that here.
Right.
They almost caught me today. I was going on and on about it, and I was like, hey, we don't talk politics
Right,
here.
you was fresh and hot
We don't let that
podcast to
because
drop
look,
this
man,
morning.
you would hate for your manager to spit on you, and I'm just willing to spit on white people at this point. I just am.
Ooh.
Yeah,
And like, it's crazy to me.
Drew Brees is a nut.
He's crazy.
He's crazy.
And,
Yeah, I had to
and Michael
talk.
Why does he think? Like, why does he really think? There's no way in his brain that he still thinks it's about the flag. There's no way.
Yeah, there is. It's in his nature. He can't help it.
But to I saw that thing. I'm like, okay, right. I saw it when it first happened. I'm like, no way he said that.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna blow up this big, but
I knew it was.
I guess it's
Especially with
fucking.
Malcolm
The other
Jenkins?
thing, hey, hold on. Before we go to Drew Brees,
that.
the other thing that we missed last podcast that I wanted to say is that, and I know I've dealt with this in my life. I don't know if Harlan has because he's pretty vocal on where he stands and stuff like that. I know Shane's dealt with this. Another reason why, like a lot of black people have been coming out and saying, hey, this is where I stand, and I'm noticing a lot of people, like white people, that aren't making statuses or that are indecisive and stuff like that. A lot of that has to do with the fact that a lot of black people out here we've been conditioned to be silent and not really be vocal about where we stand. So a lot of white people don't know that they can't approach you on certain shit. They don't know that they offend you because we haven't made it clear where we stand. So
You're making it very.
I'm making it abundantly clear, guys. I go one way with this.
Yeah.
I've always gone one way with this. I've always believed one way with this. I may approach you differently because, like I said, I know professionally not to speak about politics in certain places because fighting at the job ain't a good idea.
It's not
But if it was a personal conversation, every one of my and I got a lot of white friends, every one of my white friends know exactly where I stand. And I don't think a lot of black people make that clear with their white friends because you try to tiptoe the line. I kind of agree with you guys about certain politics and stuff like that. I agree about certain policies and stuff like that, but there's one thing that there's no gray line with me, and that's with injustice, the racial tensions in the country, and the fact that it's never gone away, and where it is, like there's no gray area with me.
Well, could you be friends with someone who?
Yeah.
Could you?
Well, what do we consider? I could be cordial. I could be cordial. I could be cordial.
Well, who?
With people that have differing opinions on me.
Oh yeah, you always.
And in fact, I embrace that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having a conversation. I wouldn't mind having a cordial relationship with a Republican that believe in certain. However, it makes it hard during these times. The line's drawn at disrespect, and I also want people to understand that you got to be aware. And this goes into the Drew Brees thing. You got to be aware of timing, and you got to read the crowd. It's not a good time right now as a Republican or somebody on the opposite end of the spectrum to state your belief. It's not a good time. You got to be aware of shit like that. It's not a good time for Drew Brees to come out and say what you said.
Right.
It's not
believe it.
Yeah.
Right.
Believe it.
Shut the fuck up.
But not right now.
Right.
Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Because
why would you? Number one, why would you do it to
it's
yourself?
insensitive.
Yeah.
It's very insensitive. You see what's going on in the country, and that's why, again, I told you I had to caution my boss, hey, let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
Did you see what Martellus Bennett said?
Yeah,
Nah,
he went
So
nuts.
so basically, as a football player, basically my whole life, quarterbacks is just out
You wonder
there.
why he got one fucking
Out
ring.
there,
Told you I don't like
they're
this
the
short fuck.
they're the poster child for the franchise, basically.
Yeah.
So that's why
right.
that's why it's a lot harder for a black quarterback.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, the team's owned by a rich white man, and he wants his views all the way down through the organization. So the franchise player is going to be one of these drop back white boys. Yeah. That's what I call them.
It's really sick because it's easier to take.
You got the Sparky.
Bro, in these situations, it is so easy as a PR team and as a football player, or if you are in music or any industry, it's real easy to come out with these a stance like this.
Yeah.
All you got to do is not put your fucking foot in your mouth. All you got to do is say, I'm on the side of human rights. Whatever side that is, I'm on the side of human rights. What you don't got to say, you don't got to choose a side. Even if you believe a certain way, which is nasty in and of itself, but from a PR stance, all you got to do is just say, I'm on the side of human rights.
Yeah.
Well, boom. You're off the hook.
I personally believe you don't got to... I will respect an open racist than a closet racist.
Me too.
Just like I want people to respect me because I let them know what time it is, so that stuff doesn't even come around when I'm talking.
Well, let's get back to what happened.
Back to what you said a little bit earlier. You said you don't know if I really had to deal with it, losing friends and stuff because I'm vocal. When I came back from hockey, I was just telling them this when I first got here. I got out to hockey. It's the first time a brother ever seen a burning cross.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it with the flames on the cross, just looking at it like, wow, this shit's real. So at hockey my time, I'm looking around like, it could have been any one of these motherfuckers out here burning these crosses.
I don't know.
So I don't know. So fuck them all. So I come back home, I get to talking my shit on the book. My white friends chalk me, don't even talk to me no more. But I really don't care because when I say white people, I'm not talking about the white individual.
Exactly.
And I need them to really understand what I'm really talking about when I say that.
Right, and Hunter, well, go ahead.
I told Stephen that when you say that, there hasn't been one time, we're friends on Facebook. Mm-hmm. There hasn't been one time where you address white people.
And you was offended, right?
Not at one time. Because I was telling him just before we went to the rally, the majority of the white people are like that. But you're not...
If you're in the minority,
if you're in the minority,
you shouldn't feel no type of way,
because I know what it is. So it's like I know what he's saying is facts. So like it is true. Like it's and like y'all are just only feeling a certain type of way because y'all are like that.
Right.
You low key feel like that. Now you exposed.
Exactly. So like I said, I've never felt.
You only feel personally attacked because you know somewhere deep down it's true.
Right. Yeah, people gonna talk shit about white people to the blue in the face, and I'll sit here and just
right. And the problem is
I don't care.
Because the problem is. America, when people say white people and then you get offended as a white person, which there's two parts to this thing. Is there some validity to them being offended for you saying that and generalizing all white people? Yeah, they could feel upset. Mm-hmm. However, on the different end of the spectrum, if you're like a Hunter and you know what we're talking about, then you won't be offended. But I do understand why all white people could be offended that we generalize that statement. However, the problem is they're not educated, and the problem is that when you are intertwined with American society and culture and you have those beliefs, then you do classify as white people because that's white American culture. So when we say white people, we're talking about the American culture of white people.
And so big in white culture is the American flag.
Right.
For whatever reason, it's
fuck that flag.
Yeah, and
that's what I'm saying. You got people like we won't name,
but
but
we have to give
context.
Give context. We didn't even explain what happened.
Drew
Brees said, "I will never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America or our country."
Right. So
after everything that's
happened, which is insensitive, and does he have validity behind that? Yes, but on the other end again, I see between what he's saying and I know where he stands.
And it's crazy because the interview tried to give him this is your chance.
How do you say, right.
This is your chance to get, and that's what you say.
And look, America and its society and societal views and traditions and stuff like that is very pagan that we've been taught and stuff like that, and it has a lot of bad in it. Does it have some good in it? Is the idea behind America really good? Yes. Mm-hmm. And that's where I think white society gets confused because they're so, well, this is what we stand for and this is what America is founded on. But that's not the truth.
They're sold on the idea.
They're sold on the idea. Right. And the truth is that behind the scenes, that never was the truth.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It never was the truth. And I was outside taking Moses out one day and I was thinking like, damn, like, the reason why America will never, ever, ever, and why it wants to be a mixing pot of different ethnicities so bad is because we're a capitalist society and they want work done on the backs of the other ethnicities. If they allowed black people to get real freedom and our Mexican brothers to get real freedom and such, then who's doing the work?
Right.
And they're not gonna expose each other
I think it's that, and I think it goes off of
it's power.
That too, but it also goes off America won't let certain races, ethnicities recognize their own.
Right.
Like they want everybody to
be a mixing pot.
Be a mix of everything. That's not. I mean, you can do that, but you can also recognize people's culture and like they think that everybody has the same culture.
It's all right.
That's not how it is.
Right.
Different people, different culture. It's always been like that.
America's always hid from that.
Exactly.
We're just all big.
We're all one, and there's no this and there's no that. No,
Right.
I don't see color. I don't.
Right. That's all bullshit, and that's all poppycock. And like he's saying, and we've said this on the podcast before. It's fine to let everybody else have their own heritage and embrace their own heritage and have knowledge of their own history. But for some reason, we know the real reason why America doesn't want people to do that. And a lot of that is because they don't want people to find their true identity.
Hell no.
We can get my theory about that African Americans in America are the lost tribe that the Bible spoke about, that someone's trying to find, that it says in the book that they spent centuries trying to find this lost tribe, and they're in a foreign nation, not of their own, and they don't know the history. Seems to me like that's the black nation. So they don't want us to find our history. They don't. They knock the nose off the Sphinx. You know, that's a metaphor. I mean, it's literally what happened, but it's also a metaphor for how they try to bury our history for some reason. And same with all our, brown, brothers and sisters out there, Mexican. They're all part of there's 13 lost tribes and stuff like that, and they're part of those tribes. And that's why Americans don't want us to acknowledge. That's why they put African American behind our name instead of just African.
Right.
I call us Africans
Latin
in
American.
Because we weren't brought over here by choice.
Right.
Some of us, because some of us was already here. That explains the Olmec heads that look like us.
Right.
Don't look like these Mexicans. They look like us. So when we got over here, we first got over here in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. That's why it's called Port-au-Prince, 1555. John Hawkins. You can check the history. Now, when you fast forward a couple years till about the 1700s, now it's under French control, still Spanish control. But it still has its Spanish name as Saint Domingue. Now that's the first place slaves would come, and from there they would either go to the continental United States or they would go to Brazil, which the most Africans outside of Africa are in Brazil.
Yeah.
So that corresponds with the slave ships going to Brazil. Now I've seen some videos of brothers talking about where the slave ships at. How come we ain't never seen them? It ain't real. We was just always been over here, but I'll have to have those brothers explain away the bill of sales, the advertisements, and the actual photos of slave people coming off ships. Right. So they don't really explain that. It's a whole bunch of ghetto scholarship going around, and I don't like that. You gotta calm down on that. People think uncover on one part, like say you got a car cover and you just pull up the headlight, now you know what car it is. Right. No, it's not like that at all.
Well, before we get off football, I really don't like what people are doing. Aaron Rodgers.
I respect Aaron Rodgers for what he said, because he identified that he was wrong before.
Okay.
He's one of the only people I said.
Okay. What's it? Hold on. Before y'all get in, what's his full? I seen his quote today about. He's on the side of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, was that today?
That was yesterday.
Or whatever. What's his?
There's been other people coming out, other quarterbacks, other just NFL players.
Yeah.
Speaking on it.
Well,
right.
Joe from Cincinnati, he came out first.
He came out very first
in support. Yeah.
So, he's a younger quarterback.
Well, yeah.
I'm talking about like the Aaron Rodgers and the other big names, not even quarterbacks, just other people in NFL. Why? It's very convenient to speak out now.
It is
very convenient.
Drake.
Pandering.
And it's, I mean, now it's even.
It's like, convenient to speak out now and not.
And I saw you make a Facebook stat the other day, and we kind of hit on it on our last podcast about there's a lot of people out here supporting this cause for not the right reason.
Right.
For pictures or for
and while attention is
attention, simply attention.
I call it pandering, just like some of these politicians.
Well, that's
do
when
it's time to get votes.
Right.
They go and pander to what we talking about.
Right.
That's what makes these movements
niggas
so
like watermelon, so let's go sell them watermelon.
Right. Yeah, that's what makes these movements so challenging because you have so many different entities trying to get in on it. Like I seen Interscope today or yesterday said we won't be releasing any music this week in support of the Black Lives Matters movement. Interscope's home of Kendrick, J. Cole, Eminem, and stuff like that. I'm thinking that's interesting that you're saying that and first off, are the artists in support of that? What if Kendrick wants to drop and aren't y'all the same?
Why did it take this long?
And why aren't y'all the same?
For 2K had a little thing. Why did it take this long?
And I'm just confused because entities like that are signing people to slave deals, literal slave deals.
Literally.
So, are you in really support or is it just?
Well, you see some artists come out and say, if y'all are in such support, why don't you
release me off my contract?
Right.
Run me my money.
Since we're talking about it, since you opened your mouth.
Right.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
But this is the thing, and everybody be aware, do your research. This is exactly what happened in 2015 with the Black Lives Matter movement. On a different scale, it's a much smaller scale. This is huge right now. This is huge. This is huge. But what ended up happening is it got muddy. They did the riots, and then the other side of the country. Well, look at what they're doing, and then. I remember Black Lives Matter being sold to George Soros or something. One of the rich family members. Soros is one of the, rich families, and he got involved in it and hijacked it and stuff like that. So it always, and this is what America has been doing for forever. When anytime there's a movement like this for justice and stuff like that, they will work day and night to muddy it up to where I'm confused now on who's really in support or not. So it makes it hard. Because you don't really know who's like he said, you don't know. You rather to know your open enemy, as opposed to it being all this behind the scenes shit.
That's see, you know a little bit of teachings. You know the teaching, the devil's favorite trick is throw the rock, hide your hand. Yeah. That's what they're doing. They're throwing the rocks, but they hide the hand. Yeah. That goes into them planting them bricks and stuff at the protest. Yeah.
Literally.
They throwing the rocks, but they hide their hands. They got. You go in the white community, do you see a lot of liquor stores everywhere? Really? No. So they're literally throwing the rocks in our community with the liquor stores and then complaining we're crazy drunks.
Right.
If you arm people with tools to destroy themselves, you can't be like, oh, look at them, they're destroying themselves.
I saw a statistic that in low poverty black communities, they all had a liquor store, a check advance.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And, it's like the parallel what we were talking about. What makes a strong community is the exact opposite.
At the opposite, it was a check advance, like a check place where buy here, and then there was one more other fucking thing.
There's always a liquor store, a corner store.
That might have been the corner store behind.
Yeah, Lupe got that album called Food and Liquor. That's what that's about.
I don't like the corner stores. I think they siphon the money out the community.
They do.
Because we paying for their kids to go to private school.
And I mean,
Right.
And it's all it's all over the counter drugs at the corner store. Food we shouldn't eat.
Liquor.
Pork rinds.
Right.
And I mean, there's nothing. It's just literally, like you said, it's just like us literally destroying ourselves and stuff like that. And they plant those on every corner of the hood. And that's just a whole different war.
Well, everybody was posting pictures of the dude that owns low cost here in Springfield saying he's the police.
He probably, I wouldn't be shocked.
Is he the dude?
Or he was working there or something.
I wouldn't be shocked. And look, this enemy, y'all, I said this last podcast, this enemy is not a dumb, it's the most calculated, intricate enemy that the earth has ever seen. He's been doing it like this. He's a beast.
Right.
He's not some...
There's a reason he ain't never went away.
Right.
It's like that, because, stuff that can easily, like if a little kid came up to you, you can just push a little kid down.
Right.
But if a man your size comes up to you, you're going to have a little struggle with him. And that's what's happening right now.
Right.
That's what's happening right now. It is the open enemy. And that's anybody who's versus you, whether they be white, black, brown, blue, yellow.
And the fact that it takes this long for this is just how slick this enemy is. Shane, I'm going to speak a little bit about you and, jump in when I'm wrong. But somebody like Shane, right, his sentiment over the months have grown more and more like, okay, I see what's going on for real. And I'm not saying whether you believed it or not, because I believe that you believed it prior. You know what I'm saying? But now you're more like, okay, this is what the fuck it is, right? No more beating around the bush. No more, I see both sides. And that's how slick the enemy is, that the fact that we're, 470 years into this, and you got people, not just black people, white people and stuff like this, like, okay, this is clearly... Finally, people are saying this is clearly racially motivated. This is clearly an open enemy. They're clearly doing this. It took 400 years for that. Hunter's been saying, like, this shit is on camera now. And you still have people saying, well,
don't disrespect the flag. You guys can protest.
Or they'll say,
it's like,
the fake $20.
It's like, what more evident do we need the enemy to come out, the enemy to come out and say, no, we're shooting it. Like, this is what it is. We don't fuck with y'all. Right. Is that what it's going to take? And then you still have people.
Then it's gonna be like,
they don't really mean, So we got to understand, when you're at war and stuff like that, and like Harlan's saying, you got a motherfucker keep throwing rocks at you, and you keep getting hit in the head. You looking up at first and shit, looking around, but eventually you got to be like, okay, that motherfucker, that's you. You know how somebody smack you, and you like, after two more smacks, it's like, motherfucker, you smirking,
right?
And like you it's you,
right? It's not fun to beat the fuck.
And again, like to the last podcast, what are you gonna do when you're in an abusive? Like, at what point do you realize, when you get punched in the fucking face, and you realize time to swing back?
Right.
Enough holding your lip and all that shit. At some point, it's time to fight back.
We in a pimp whole relationship.
Yeah, we are.
We getting pimped out this world. Like, a pimp can literally tell a girl, go out there, these is the prices you selling this for.
Right.
But give me all that money.
Right.
Then if the girl asks for too much money, get slapped in the face.
Right.
But the girl's going to come back.
Yeah.
Because he's buying all the clothes and all that. And that's why my brother Salah, he tells me all the time, it's hard for a slave to leave the plantation. When you talking about separation, where I'm going to get clothes better than this.
Right.
Where I'm going to live
That's
like
the
this.
trick, dog.
Where I'm going to do this.
That is
No,
the trick.
at your own place. See, that it's really you speaking a foreign language when you're talking to a mental slave. You're speaking to a foreign language. Because that's why you got to dumb it down to Negro terminology so they really understand. And it might take a while, because it always takes a while. You don't just eat and shit right after. You going to shit a couple hours later.
Bro, I just seen on Facebook, I think I shared it. We can watch it after this, bro. Like, the minister. Mm-hmm. He talked about it a couple years ago. I remember watching it, but I just shared it today. He was talking about, like, the dude was just like, are you sad? Like, how do you feel? And he was just like, nah, man, like, I just feel... He said, I'm sad because, he said, I'm just a warner. I'm a teacher. Like, that's my part in all this. And he said, unfortunately, he said, like, he used the analogy like a mother and, a bad son. She's the teacher. She's the nurturer. She's the teacher and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And he was saying, like, that's my relationship with black people in America. Like, I've been trying to tell people and warn people about this. But eventually, he said, there's a final call. And I've been telling you, final call. I'm trying to get everybody on board. But after a while, that train leaves. And he said, God is mad. Mm-hmm. Not at the enemy, but at us. And... these curses have been placed, Kendrick talked about this on Damn, the curse has been placed upon us because we're no longer ignorant. Mm-hmm. God has given us a warner.
We know better now.
We know better. Mm-hmm. And we choose to do better. And he said, I get sad because it's going to take the dad, he explained it like that, to tap that behind. He said, I'm the mother in this relationship. It's going to take the dad, the father, and he was speaking about God, to fuck us up and really fuck us up for us to finally get it and want to get out. You know what I'm saying? And he said it's just sad. He just feels, he don't feel defeated, but there ain't much he done said all he could say. Falls on deaf ears until the plagues start to come. But you're right. It's hard to convince a slave to get off the plantation, man.
I'm been telling people for
Especially
years.
a house slave. I mean, they're the worst. Fucking, what's that bitch's name that be pissing me off?
Candace Owens.
Oh my God,
bro.
Oh my Candace
she's a
Owens.
traitor.
Bro.
Oh my
She
God.
is the
don't like her.
absolute and I get mad at people that share that because it's like you're
They
circulating.
traitors too.
Yeah.
You're circulating. I wanted to share it and just be like,
Don't
cancel
share.
her, but I didn't even share it.
I don't be sharing shit like that.
Don't
'cause
circulate
I
that.
don't. You right. Don't muddy it up.
Somebody put it out and was like, I don't really agree with
I
what
beat
he's
her.
saying,
Somebody
but
beat her ass. Don't give it no publicity.
Yeah.
Ignore that bitch.
it's nasty.
She made her stance
that
clear.
whole thing was nasty.
Why do we
I
give
watched
people?
all
I don't
18
give
minutes of
people
that.
like that.
No, she got about 8
Anytime,
words.
I watched
cut it
all
off.
18 minutes of that.
anytime somebody like that does anything like that, I give them no credibility. I won't share it. I don't give a fuck. Cause I'm not about to circulate it like Shane
Yeah,
said.
she's disgusting.
Yeah, she's the worst.
And then she tried to
And Trina.
You know, we didn't even hit on that last podcast because so much happened.
what?
We didn't even hit about
That's,
that one white woman in the park.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Being
I'm
pathetic
glad we
and
didn't,
disgusting.
though, but yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of people.
And it's just crazy.
I'm gonna be real.
It's just crazy.
It's
Me and
so
Hunter-
common. It's a lot of
Bro,
people's moms
I've been
here
telling
that'll
Hunter.
do
Me
that.
and Hunter been having
Yeah.
this conversation.
Yeah.
I've been telling, and Hunter knows my biggest pet peeve is people playing victim. And when I say people, we know what type of people I'm talking about.
Right.
I've always expressed that with him forever ago. Like, because it's happened to me where white people have tried to play the victim, and they know I'm a black man, and they try to use overly aggressive. Like, if I correct somebody, like a white person, they try to act like I'm overly aggressive. And when somebody does that to me, it burns me up because it's like, first of all, don't try to play victim in the situation. Because I may be wrong sometimes, but when it comes to that type of shit, morals and shit like that, I ain't wrong. If I'm really arguing with you about some shit, you done did some devilish shit.
Right.
That's first off. So don't try to play victim. And secondly, when you do try to play victim, you're putting an attempt on my life. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Because you about to call
As a white woman,
Yeah.
or a white person in general, when you try to play victim and stuff like that, you're trying to get the authority on your side, and that's a threat.
And we know how that can go.
That's a threat on my life. So I get really
We know how
pissed.
that
I'm
can
ready
go.
to fight at that point, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna play victim, I might as well make you a victim. I will really smack
They
you.
shot and killed George Floyd over $10 bill
Exactly.
because the authorities were called over $10.
And like to Hunter's point with that bitch last week with the Central Park, she made it abundantly clear. She knew what she was doing.
knew
That was
that
a
was
threat on that
yeah.
man's life.
There's a black man.
There's a black man.
Yeah.
And that's what they've been motherfuckers been doing that for forever. And finally we got phone. Finally we got cameras. White men, they did it with my nigga. Emmett Till. Shit like that
All
story
he did was-
burns me up because
all
every
they
black,
said he
every
did
black
was
man.
whistle.
He didn't even do it.
Yeah, all they said he did
Didn't she
was
come out
whistle.
recently?
Yeah, she came out recently.
Yeah, she came out recently.
She should be the first.
And
She
it
should be the
should've been
first one.
off with her
She should be
head.
the first one on one of these trees downtown that we go watch live because I'll get me a ticket.
I'll support public execution.
Oh my God, we've been
For stuff
calling,
like that,
me and Hunter been
child
calling for that for
molesters, they gotta go
Yep.
in public.
In
Yes.
public.
That's really sad, bro.
what?
That you feel that way.
Yeah,
Really- I mean, I understand, but that was really sad.
and I've told you, and
I'm saying, like I said, I know you, and I know
I've told
And that's
Tim,
just-
I've told
and that's
Tim
just
that.
for him.
Me and Tim one time.
And
Imagine that's just for him. Imagine if somebody my size or
Right.
bigger
Right.
slightly
Right.
raises their voice.
Right.
It's over.
right.
So you really get in a situation where they're like, I remember
He's threatening me.
Catholic Central.
Like
Yeah, you did go to Catholic Central.
burns me up,
I
bro.
was in detention for some little dumb shit I did in class. So I'm in detention. She's telling me this, that, and the third. Then she says, "Know your place, boy." I look at her, can't even say nothing because it's just me and her,
Right.
and they're gonna believe her,
Yeah.
regardless of what I say. So I'm just looking. I had to take that on the chin as
Right.
a young buck. So that plays into me telling you all about the burning of the cross. You know how, when you see some shit, an image can trigger memory. So that's what's happening. I'm like, they basically telling me they don't want me here.
Right.
And it's like, I done already signed. I got to stay for one semester, so I'm contractually obligated to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm seeing the cross burn. I got to go out there and practice on that same field the next day.
So wait, give context a little bit to that. What exactly happened?
So we show up. Everybody move in the dorm.
You're at football.
Yeah, football players show up before everybody.
Right.
And Hoop be there too. So we moving in, everybody moving in one day. We all chilling down by the laundry floor. Everybody go up to their room. It's like 11 something. Niggas say, what's that on the practice field? We all look. We see horses, white sheets running around. and when they bounce, you see the flame get lit. And niggas watching that like niggas went home after that. A couple niggas went home first day.
That's down there at Hocking.
Yeah, down Hocking College.
Yeah.
That's stone's throw from where Joe Burrow's from.
Yeah, I know exactly where
that's on the way stone's throw.
That's right outside
like literally that's close.
Hilarious.
It's that close. Like it's as close.
Like right by Athens.
It's like literally right by Athens. It's like going like if you were in Columbus, like if you were to drive to West Side Columbus from East Side, it's that close.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm watching and I see it from my eyes. Can't even say shit. Go back to my room. I thought about packing my shit.
Right.
I got practice tomorrow. I got to show these niggas what's up. So football camp took your mind off of that a little bit, but it's still in the back of your head. You practicing on that very field they burned that cross on. And you don't know if one of your coaches was out there. You don't know if one of these police officers is out there. You don't know if your teachers was out there.
This is the fight that black, bro. That's crazy because this is the fight that every black man and woman faces in America on a day-to-day basis. And this is what we be trying to caution other people to understand, that it's a war that we got to fight every day. Even when I go, something as simple as going to work, you feel like you're selling out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? My cousin, Kevin, he left work on Sunday, and I'm sure there's people around the globe that's done it. You know, he left my job on Sunday without saying nothing to nobody because he wanted to go protest. Me as his boss,
you put in a situation.
How do I fight that?
Right.
How do I
understand?
Because I understand. Because it's bigger than that.
Right.
But I'm also his boss, so that's me fighting myself. He had to fight with himself, like, okay, you know, I'm obligated. And he had to fight. You had to fight with yourself. I'm obligated to stay here. I'm obligated to. I like football and stuff like that, but it's like
I thought about the other day when y'all hit the group chat and was like, hey, are we going or not?
Yeah.
Like, give me till like 10 o'clock. Like I was literally like weighing.
Right.
Like,
You know, you feel like, and that's the fight that we fight every single day as a African American in this country. You just feel like you get so conditioned to be a part of society and everyday thing, and you know we got dreams here. We want to reach our goals and stuff like that. But on the other hand, you see some shit that come out like this, stuff that happens like this. It puts the line in the sand for people, and that's why we call a lot of black people sellouts, because they're like, hey, that's too much for me to cross that line. I got my basketball going. I got my endorsements going. I'm living the American dream. I'm cool, and they won't step up for their people. Then you got other people that's gonna come out like Kaepernick. I don't give a fuck. I put it all on the line because it's bigger than that. But it's crazy. Americans don't have to fight that.
All right.
Well, actually, I disagree. Americans do have to fight that. They don't try to a lot of times. But there's people out there and white people out there that use their privilege, and they go, I don't give a fuck. You know, right is right. Seth Rogen. Shout out to Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
And
Billy.
Is it Steve Carell from The Office?
Yep, Steve Carell, Billy. I seen Seth Rogen was telling everybody on the status, fuck you.
Yeah,
if you believe that, get the fuck off my. Fuck you. Don't watch. He said, don't watch any of my movies.
Right.
Give a fuck about any of that. And that, you know, his fan base is white. Yeah. Billie Eilish, she had how many? She had like 66 million followers or whatever. Me and Hunter was talking about like 1 million of those is black people, if that.
Right.
So 65 million of her followers is white people, and she gave a big.
Like there's so much more black people than there actually is. Like it's crazy.
Nah, there ain't.
Like people like, oh, not every white person is racist, but there's damn near 1 billion of these motherfuckers over here.
Right. So
it's like there's
even if a fraction is
why I hate
racist.
them like statistics with like last year. More white people was killed by the police.
I would hope. You would hope.
Why would? And
that's
why
crazy
if the number be close.
Right.
It'd be like,
girl literally said that. She was like, and right now we're gonna. This was on the back end. Y'all probably didn't get to it if you didn't watch it. Candace Owens. She said on the back end. She said, and we can start to debunk the myth of police killing black people, because it's like there's no way that you're that guarded.
Right.
There's no way that you're that jaded on the subject and you refuse to believe.
Right.
That's why I think I heard Shannon Sharp say, we're at the point now to where people done kind of drew their stand in the line. You know where you're at. They're over there, and there's going to be people like Drew Brees who they're never going to get it.
Right.
They're never going to get it. At this point, if you still think it's about the flag, dude, if you still thinking police...
Jake Fromm came out and they had...
Jake Fromm came out and said, in his messages or whatever, but there's still people out there like that.
He in Georgia.
Yeah.
And I know he's down south. You down there when you was playing in the heart of... You know how many black people he probably played with? I know for a fact he's played with.
Yeah.
It's crazy because we all know football. There's a lot of black linemen too.
Mm-hmm.
So these is people that's putting their health on the line to protect him, and he's talking about this.
Right.
So when he gets to the league, it's free lunch.
I got 2 questions for you. We about to get deep. Is that all right for both, everybody?
Yeah.
Anything on the table?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had that? I'm sure you have, but like if you can think of an example to where you felt like, and I'm asking you specifically because you've gone to all white school, like white schools, you dated white women and stuff like that, been part of a white family and stuff like that. Have you ever felt like the black fear that I'm talking about being being aggressive at all, and then being perceived?
Mama, that was taught to me to
not be. It's taught to us.
Like if you talk like the very first time I ever dated a white girl, my mom was like, "Hey, when you go over there, and we already know how to give it up. Yes, sir. No, sir. Look them in her eye. Make sure he respects you as a man, but make sure you call me if something.
Right.
If it goes south, because it can quick."
My dad always told me leave the white bitches alone.
Well, that's why people say that. And so
I didn't
that, and this is to every look, y'all. This is for every interracial relationship out there. I'm not going on the record saying I'm in support or not in support. I got a white friend that dates black women. Shane's dated white women, and like that is I don't get in all that. I don't care, but the understanding should be when, because you got black girls saying, white, they shouldn't do it. You got Noahidols out there in the world. And what the whole point is that when you are dating in an interracial relationship, we don't do a good job as a country, like Hunter said, embracing each other's heritage. Because you're not just putting dick in a white girl. When you guys are interracial dating, that means technically that you guys should both be aware of each other's heritage and be willing, if you're in love and stuff like that, to die on that each other's heritage, because you're one now, right? So it's crazy.
It's cold than a bitch in this motherfucker.
Is it?
It's cold. Nigga
I
over
ain't
here
doing all that
shaking.
right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think a lot of people understand. I think we just are in a society to where when you date and stuff like that, it's so casual and stuff like that, we don't really look at it like, damn, like I got to be willing to accept this other person's lifestyle, his family, the way they believe and stuff like that. And it'd be hard. My dad, how I've been taught. Go ahead.
Not to cut you off, brother, but I wanna harp on what you just said. Motherfuckers is dating for aesthetic pleasure now.
Well, yeah.
People want to be that. Whether if you're doing it for the right or the wrong reason, they want to be that couple everybody's watching type shit instead of actually focusing on their union.
Yeah.
Because to me, I think your views on dating and all that, you can post whatever you want on your shit, but keep a lot of your shit private.
For sure.
Right.
Motherfuckers don't need to know how bad you want something in your relationship.
Right.
Fuck that. Say that to your partner.
Man.
There's girls on there talking about sex shit on Facebook,
crazy.
like it's crazy.
Disgusting.
And they talking about the dudes in their inbox wanting it from them.
Right.
Like you advertising.
Right.
Yeah,
Stop
disgusting.
it.
Right.
And dudes is doing the same thing. You
Yeah.
advertising it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Keep that shit private. Keep
Right.
that private. If you want post it, all right, cool. I ain't saying you can't share whatever you want on that, but when it comes to that, you have to know that that's a private matter.
And the first problem that happens, post on Facebook, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. First problem that happens, they be like, "Oh, I can't stand this nigga. You always do this, that, and the third."
Right.
Then 5 posts later, bitches always got their name in my name in their mouth.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah,
Like,
I
you putting
remember-
your business out.
I
there.
remember
Stop
my
it.
dad, it used to hurt my feelings, but my dad used to always he used to always tell us and always really stress us, hey, fellas, like to my brothers and stuff like that. Don't marry. It's such a crazy, it's so true, but it's so blunt that you be like, damn, like that ain't cool for real. But he be like, if they don't share your same belief, if they don't believe how you believe, it ain't gonna work. And he's like, listen to me. I've been in multiple marriages, multiple women, listen to me. And that's the teaching. If they don't believe how you believe, it ain't gonna work. Because there's always that's the number one, that's the center of, damn, and but that's the center of who you are, how you believe, right?
Yeah.
So you can mask it with a whole bunch of things. We agree on this. I like her, you know. But when it all breaks down, when life happens and it breaks down, it comes down to what you guys both believe.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, motherfuckers got to understand that every road gonna have to end. You gonna have to stop. You gonna have to do something. And when you come to that, is they gonna ride with you or
exactly.
not?
Right.
Exactly.
And some shit is unforgivable, and some shit you can compromise on. And people be trying to mask the shit that's unforgivable with the shit that they can compromise on.
Yeah, right.
And that's just insane
that's exactly
to me. Then wonder why they keep getting to these huge fights, then have to make up.
Right, y'all don't believe the same.
Well,
y'all don't believe the same.
Well, that's why at the very beginning of the podcast, I kind of asked you if you could be a friend. Maybe the better answer, could you be a close friend with someone who didn't share your beliefs?
Nope.
Like-minded individuals only for me.
Right. And I mean, that's how I am, because I don't understand how I could.
Yeah, I mean, we just wouldn't get along.
Right. They're just, like I said,
Hey, that's
what?
not particularly true. I could get along and I could be
I'm
cordial.
sorry, we wouldn't be able to have deep conversations because everything at that point is going to be surface level. Because either you don't know enough about what I'm talking about,
right,
or I don't know enough about what you're talking about.
And then there may be a clash there.
Yeah.
So let's pose the question: could you guys individually, personally, date somebody? We all believe in God, right? Yes. Could you guys date somebody that did not believe in God?
No.
Nope. Okay.
I'm gonna say, to make the decision to be with you.
Yeah, I need to know.
This is a thing right here.
Yeah.
This is a thing right here, and when it comes down to stuff like, say, well, my girl, I wouldn't have wanted to have babies with her if she didn't believe in God.
Right.
But what really attracted me to her, that she was a God-fearing woman.
Right.
So I fell in love with that aspect of it. So that when it popped up that she was pregnant, I was cool.
Right.
You know, some niggas be like, that wasn't the one I was trying to get pregnant.
Oh, you know, he had a beautiful.
Thank you.
But
well, to stay where he's at, that was something that my mom. I didn't really grow up with my dad. I never really had that type of interaction. My mom's never even told me, like, don't date outside your race, but always, make sure that you're. It just never was like a real thing. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
But one of the things that was always hit on, she was like, look, you're going out there to Shawnee. You're going out there. Well, actually, before that, we moved to Bellbrook, which is a higher class white community. And I remember there were a couple things that happened. There was one time me and my cousin, we were riding a bike, and we were riding our bike to football practice, and some white dudes drove by and yelled "nigger" out the window. And that was like the very first time that ever happened to my mom, and I remember her being crushed and crying. And we came back, and she was like, we're going to be moving out here soon, but while we're here, you need to be on your P's and Q's. Like, yes, ma'am, no, sir. Look people in their eye, like I said before. But the thing that always stuck out to me was like, man, that is so whack that I got to overcompensate to make other people feel comfortable.
Just to make them feel.
See, my dad was the type to tell me, stand on all 10, you don't bend, you don't break. My mom was the one to try to tell me, oh, not all people are going to treat you like this. You respect everybody. Basically how your mom was trying to teach you. My mom's conflicted because the brother side of her family left her. She was raised by her single white mom. And she tells me all the time when she was younger, it was basically taboo back then to have interracial children. So they would really be clowning on her for it, for real. So she had that battle with my mom. And my mom didn't want to have that battle with me, so it would really surprise her and crush her when she figured out I was getting treated like a nigga.
All right.
It was just surprising.
Defeating.
But she would want me to go to quote unquote better schooling at Catholic Central, and let me tell you, that shit is bullshit. But that's beside the point. The main thing I wanted to drive home was the parenting tactics of black men in America has to be changed drastically. We can't be raising no cowardice black men. We can't be raising no black men that is going to compromise himself as a man for material gain. We can't be raising those, because a lot of people compromise their self as a person for material gain, so your babies are going to see that and take on that characteristic. So, your mom's a college graduate, got a great job. but she knows there's sex abuse in the workplace. But she got a high position. So she's not finna say nothing so she can keep her high position.
Right.
So that teaches the kid not to speak up on what you really believe in to save that material stuff. You can always make more money. You can always get another job. What you can't do is keep missing opportunities to bring these devils to justice.
Right.
You can't keep doing that. Because back when I got on my revolutionary tip, back then, football coaches in high school knew what I was headed towards, and they was like, "You don't want to do that. You'll get labeled as militant." So what? So what? If he can't respect my views as a man and keep that beside my ability as a student and football player,
Right.
I can't even play for that man.
Right.
I don't want to play for that man.
Right.
So that company with me not even liking to do homework at all, and in high school it's so much homework. If you don't do it, your shit gonna plummet. So that combined with that made the recruiting process a lot tougher for me, and that's why I ended up at Hocking College. And when I told you I saw that burning cross, it really lit a fire in my belly, because I didn't really listen to the minister until Salah was my roommate. And he done listened to him so many times. He'd be like, "Man, watch this." He'd be asleep, and I'm sitting up there watching it the whole time. And I'm seeing what he's telling me play out in real life throughout my life experience. So that's why it really touched my soul, and I got on that tip. Now, when it comes to having white friends that believe different, I can be respectful of what you believe, just as long as you're respectful of what I believe. The line is drawn at disrespect, like he said. We can be cool, but once you get disrespectful, it's coming right back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As it should.
As it should. Yeah. But yeah, I concur. So, like, what's your standing right now with the like the teachings?
The teachings right now, code of FOI is fast moving, fast thinking, clean inside and out, right down to the modern times. They've evolved to the modern times. See, a lot of people want to get
Speak up just a little bit.
a lot of people want to get caught up like the OGs. They only talking about Elijah's teachings, so they're not really trying. They're saying Farrakhan's stepping on the teachings. In reality, he's bringing the teachings to modern times. So that's why they get so mad at the Scientology aspect, trying to prove the scriptures through science. So they get so mad at that. But I personally believe you're not a finished product. You have to keep evolving and keep evolving, or else once you stop, you begin to die.
Right.
So I don't really believe the teachings are straying away from the original base teachings. I don't believe that. I believe they're just evolving into the modern time.
How do you feel about, like, do you wish that the NOI and stuff like was more out front, like during these times?
Like out front, what you mean?
Like, I know they're there.
Oh, you talking about on TV getting their stuff off?
Like,
see, I don't really
not
like
necessarily
that.
on TV, but like at the protest, like
At the protest.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, they doing it 365.
right.
So y'all don't pay them attention anyway. Why you want them to come now? You basically neglecting your dog, your road dog that'll ride for you no matter what. Then get mad when your dog don't want to come here because you just been neglecting it for about 100 years, almost 100 years.
Right.
They've been neglecting it. That's why it's hard for the minister to really do this, and his people are really just don't listen to him.
Right.
Don't listen to him. Oh, they said he's bad. He must be bad. Instead of giving him the chance to speak for himself. See, that's what I was doing with Farrakhan until so I was like, nah, watch. And I sat down, listened to what he said, digested, listened to it again the next day, and seeing how it was playing out through my life. And I realized he speaks truth to power. So that's what was mesmerizing for me about the minister. Now, I do believe that the nation could get greater support from others, but that is the only reason they aren't all out in publicity like that, because back in the day, the nation was funded by the people,
Right.
and we had thousands in ranks, and it was everywhere, every corner. Police couldn't even come in the neighborhood. That's how it was.
That's what I was driving to work thinking the same thing. I'm like,
So,
bro, like we don't even got We don't even got it. We don't even got the nation in Springfield no more.
I just posted today a story about. We all know the story about Adam and Eve, how the serpent tricked him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what the serpent did us.
I know.
Tricked us away from thinking, these people
are just extremists and
the
teachings is false. They killed Malcolm X and
they racist. Oh, their favorite one is try to get the desert Arab talking about that's not real Islam. That's their favorite line, and I'm like, all right, cool. And y'all can have that.
It's called the Lost Found Nation of Islam. So let that center with yourself. Lost Found Nation. Mm. So stop saying it ain't the real Islam. It was lost. It's found.
Right.
So when something's
it's
lost,
in the name.
So when something's lost and it's found, then that means it's not it wasn't amongst the people. So, but yeah, I just wanted to ask those questions and stuff like that. Yeah. Anybody got anything on a lighter note?
A lighter note?
Nah, I don't know if right now it calls for anything.
Nah, I'm ready to get. I got more.
Too light for real.
I got more.
I was curious on because me and Harlan went to the same high school. I don't know when did you graduate?
I graduated class of 16.
And I graduated in 13. So
bad year, but yeah.
Nah, great year.
Class of 14 was lit.
Oh, sports year 13 was fire.
Yeah,
fire.
We mopped y'all.
16 the greatest though.
We mopped y'all.
16 is the greatest year of all time.
That's neither here nor there.
It really is. Because everybody knows class of 14 was the best class of all time.
Y'all was the most niggas. Yeah.
I'm just talking about overall. Overall, class of 14 was lit.
No, y'all had the most niggas.
We had the craziest year of any high school seniors. All the craziest year.
Yeah, that was a wild year. That was my freshman year.
That's not sweet.
It ain't, but I'm just saying 2014 etched in history. That's all I know. You was on the news?
What's that?
I'm hearing you was in Springfield News Center.
No, that's some other white dude.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Yeah, they said your name, Hunter.
For real?
Yeah, there's no way. How would I just hear from you?
We'll talk about it later.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, what I was going to ask is, what were you already very versed on some of the teachings, like when you went to Shawnee?
No, I knew white man was the devil. When you looking at a black man, you looking at God. That's what I knew. Because my dad really wasn't. He really let me do what He really let me figure out my path in life. He didn't really. He was stern and hard with his teachings on how to be a man and stuff, but he really wasn't driving me one area here, one area there. He really let me basically get hella chips on the table.
Right.
But when I got to Shawnee, I got some white friends, and I love my white friends. So I was out there basically mingling with them and not realizing that this is a select population.
Right.
When I get out in the real world, it's basically not every shark is going to try to bite you, but you don't want to be in the middle of the ocean just in case a motherfucker will.
Man.
So I'm thinking in the back of my head, oh, this, that, and the third. Then fast forward to where we leave. We all in the DM Sports DM on Instagram. I send a picture of Salah. I say, yeah, he carried y'all. Y'all was trash for real. And they got to talking about, oh, you need to shut up and go to the welfare office in the morning. This is the quarterback, number 10. I ain't gonna say his name.
I know his name.
It's number 15. Yeah, him.
That played basketball with me.
A couple of the linemen. Yeah, them. And number 24. Yeah, him.
I know him too.
So they was in there talking that cash. So I'm like, oh yeah, next time I'll see you, it's on. But the next time I ended up seeing him was at a track meet. So you got to know time and place.
Right.
This was 2014, yo class. And yo class wanted me to really go try to hit with him at a school event. And I'm like, nah, bro, nah. It's not even like that. I still haven't seen him outside then, and it's still that because there's a lot of people that
he's still smoking.
I know exactly the guy you're talking about, and I already know.
Yeah. So that was my first taste of smile in your face, but talk in the back, talk in the back.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
That was my question because I never really experienced a lot of that to my face. There was only so many in my class. It was like me, Jalen Williams, and JD. I think we're the only
JD, my dude.
But I can't really I can never really pinpoint one example of something like that. But I know it was going on. Just because I know how people are. I know, but I've never caught anybody in that act, and I was curious.
Yeah. I just pray to myself that I've never been the token black. Because I've never gone to like a Shawnee or anything like that, but I've been around predominantly white people. I got a lot of white friends. I work with a lot of white people now and stuff like that. I just hope that people don't think just because I'm respectful and professional and stuff like that, oh, like he's the token black, like he's the black that gets it. You know, they're telling their other white friends, he's not, you know, he's not black.
Yeah. Right.
No, I'm black.
Right.
I'm black. I'm very black guy.
And you'll get spit on.
Yeah.
Spit season.
For real. I'm when it comes to like stuff like that now, I'm not black like watch Baby Boy black. And that's where I get called Uncle Tom. No, I don't do ghetto shit like that. And that's where I draw the line. I don't watch shit like that. I don't watch Snow on the Bluff and all that shit. But
Snow on the Bluff.
But
that shit hard.
no, time out. The difference. Here's the thing. Here's the misconception. That just shows y'all that I'm not the more black, but I'm the black that I don't like seeing our people portrayed that. That's not my shit.
I don't like it either, but I ain't gonna say the movie wasn't good.
You know, that's just I get so bro. If they just never made another hood movie, I would be happy as fuck.
I'll be cool.
I've always been that way. I don't like that music. That's not my shit.
Fuck painful.
Yeah, I'm not saying that because it's a legendary movie.
Right.
I'm just
Boys
saying
in the Hood.
I don't do the low budget struggle movies. I don't do the low budget struggle music. I don't do that because my belief is so strong on how I really believe that I know that has so much power and that has so much to do with the condition that we're in because that's all we get to see and that's all we get to hear. And I was telling people in high school and shit like that the power of music and the meaning behind it. And
that's why I
seen
to nothing but Tupac for real.
I seen a good ass thread on Twitter about it was about J. Cole slander. Somebody responded and said, well, if you really go to music just for like entertainment purposes, then Kendrick and J. Cole may not be for you. But if you understand the real power of music and vibrations and influence of music, then they do make a lot of good. They do make entertaining music. Mm-hmm. But it depends on what you're looking at music for. Right, if you don't understand the power of music and you
just want to be entertained.
The origin of music, then no, it may not be your cup of tea. But if you understand the power of music and the real origin of music and what music is really used for, then they are your cup of tea. Right. So it just depends, and that's always been my cup of tea.
The Kendricks
and the
people like that nigga shit though. I like that nigga shit because of
it all has its place. It all has its place. Sometimes you need your finito. Sometimes. Yeah. I used to joke all the time that
for a protest.
Look, I can't listen to To Pimp a Butterfly every fucking week. I can't. But when I'm trying to detox myself and I'm really in my bag for real, and I need that, I throw that bitch on.
If I'm doing that, I ain't even listening to music. I'm either listening to revolutionary speech out loud. One of my favorite guys is Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. He basically uncovers how blacks were in the Americas before Columbus. Yeah. So I'll be listening to him. He teaches me a whole lot. He teaches me the Olmec head. That's where I learned that from. That it was actual truth. But if I'm just riding around, it's most likely Tupac. I like Montana 300 because I like the bars he comes up with, and really Nas. I don't listen to Biggie too much because it's that super nigga shit. And I'm not really with that because that's not my makeup. I don't want to hear that every day, so I get on that frequency wanting to do that shit every day. No, I want stuff to correspond to where I'm headed in life.
Right. Yeah, music is definitely about relating, and people always say, "Well, they're not." Certain artists aren't relatable, and I usually look at that and I go, "Well, that tells me a lot that you don't relate to what they're talking about. That's kind of crazy, but you relate to." Going to the club and, drinking and doing all this dumb shit, that just tells me a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nigga culture, man.
Yeah, it really is.
Nigga culture.
It's crazy.
I don't like it.
Shane, what you got to say about J. Cole out there on the front lines?
Cole's doing what Cole does, man. and that's Cole has been cold through and through. Seeing them pictures for me makes me happy. They make me genuinely.
He gave a speech.
He gave a speech. You didn't hear about it. Like
right.
It's just that's
he's
just, I
not
love
tweet
the way
about
he moves.
it. Right? Don't be mad that he's not tweeting about it.
Yeah, he's on the front line. Don't worry about me. I'm out here really. He was in Ferguson. I loved when he used his platform with David Letterman, and he was like, "I got an album that's out right now, but it's not the time for that right now."
Right.
And that's the thing that I just respect about that, and that's the thing I think people like a Drew Brees hate most is like, how does this keep getting?
You need to stop, dude.
I had to get that out.
I know they're like, how does this keep? How does something like this that's been around for so long getting so much attention now? Like I feel like people like Drew Brees, that's what messes with them the most is that they can't fathom all the attention that it's getting.
Right.
And to them, it's so minor and minute because they don't understand. But the fact that it's getting all this publicity. That they write it off to that's what media wants you to see.
Yeah.
That's what they want portrayed right now.
Run the Jewels just dropped the album. I know this is a little bit off topic. I need to hear that. Everybody's talking about it's like perfect timing. So, and Run the Jewels they've been on that. I need to hear that Run the Jewels album.
They just dropped. They just
dropped. They were supposed to drop like this Friday or something, but they probably dropped it early. I need to run that. So, lighter topics. Anybody? No. Y'all want to talk about Trump and his bunker inspection?
He's so dumb. He's so dumb.
Fuck, bro.
Speaking of people that pee on us until it's raining.
Man.
What do you mean you were inspecting the bunker?
That's crazy. There's no
like
way
for real, dude.
There's no way he thought
they
that
sent
even
you to
happened.
inspect the bunker.
But can I make a rebuttal on something that we kind of joked about a couple months ago?
Yeah.
We joked about like the unimportancy. We was joking. Like I understand the importance of voting and getting this man out of office. I do. We joked all of us that like we fuck with Trump.
Right.
And that was tongue in cheek. Like the part that I fuck with Trump is that
he can command a room and he's in himself.
And that, like Harlan said, he to me he's an open racist,
right.
And I find it amusing. Mm-hmm. And I like the fact I'm speaking out of both sides of my mouth because I do understand that if I believed in the system, then I understand the importance of voting him out and getting him out. But me, I don't believe in the system. So I also enjoy the fact that he's peeling back the layer of what it really is.
Right.
Because I don't believe in this. So I love the fact that he's showing y'all this is what the fuck it's been, y'all. Right. We've been hiding it. We've been covering it. We've been masking what it is in America. We've been masking it for a long time. But he peeled that onion back. And it fucking burns, and everybody's starting to, get tears in their eyes. And so when we said that, I was speaking out of both sides of my mouth. I like Trump for what he's doing. I like the fact that the minister said back in 2015, y'all nominate him, he's going to take y'all to hell in a rocket ship. He said, Hillary, the Democratic Party, they're going to take us to hell, but it'll be on a train. Mm. Trump's going to take us to hell in a rocket ship.
What's he doing?
He's doing. To Harlan's point, I like an open enemy. Let's speed it up. Yeah. Let's speed it up.
like
I don't got time. Hey, I don't want to be in the revolution when I'm 50.
Right.
Give me when I'm 23. When I got smoke for you niggas. For real.
Yeah.
So let's get it on. I'm ready to. Let's get it on.
Bro, that's the funny thing is I am too.
Let's get it on.
I'm in my youth.
I ain't about to be out there like the nigga that went viral, the old man talking about, I'm sick of the generation after generation. And he's right.
He's a G,
and my dad, my dad ain't out here, riding stuff, but I know how he feels. I don't want to be another 60-year-old like, hey, generation after, I seen that.
Right.
Let's get it on. My cousin tagged us in the status today, like, hey, I fuck with y'all seen. I just tagged the note. Y'all, it just was when y'all setting up. She was just like, she must have been watching our last podcast. She was talking about, she quoted me like, Stephen said, we ready to burn this shit down. Like, I fuck with y'all's podcast. Y'all shit's the best shit. Hey, let's get it on. Let's get it on. I'm ready to go. I'm so ready to go. I'm serious, y'all.
See, niggas ain't ready to burn Massa House down.
Nope.
You see, and Django Steven died for that shit. Yeah. He died for that shit, and niggas will die for Massa's house. So if you on that, you can go too. You're a damn traitor.
Do you think though we're kind of getting to that
Samuel
point a little bit?
Yeah.
I mean that's going to be a far thing, but I feel there's been a distinct switch.
In what?
In people's mentality and people
Yeah, the switch has been hit.
The switch has been hit. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe that we're far from that.
No, motherfuckers are serious. They're ready to burn this down.
They ready to burn this
That's
down.
what I'm saying. I don't think we're far from that.
Let this guy get off.
But that's not happening.
What you mean that's
It's
not
going to
happening?
take something else.
But they didn't.
What you mean that's not happening?
You think they're going to let him off?
No, they ain't letting him off.
They gonna
got a black
give him
judge.
like 40 or something. He gonna be out in 15. Watch.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all true.
Yeah.
That's gonna satisfy the people that ain't ready.
Right.
Oh, them niggas is traitors too.
But I'm just saying, America know what it's doing.
But I'm talking about the other ones. Y'all don't, and I wrote their names down.
Yeah,
Breonna
the 4.
Taylor, her people is still out running around.
Yeah.
So that's next. We got them 4 officers, but them ones are. We need them.
I seen another.
Oh, dude that got shot and
look,
killed on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
All of them.
Look,
We need them.
I love
like,
I love
that's
black.
that's when it's gonna come.
I love Black Twitter because they're so fucking funny.
And
They said
they're
no.
quick.
They said no. That ain't enough. What y'all think y'all doing?
Right.
They said charge the bitch that did the medical examiner for obstruction of justice,
Right.
or we're gonna burn this shit down because she trying to say he may had other conditions. No,
Right.
she needs charged too.
Yeah.
So we're not settling this time with y'all.
Yeah.
Charge all these people involved. Then they try to come out and say he had COVID.
I saw
Everybody that's anybody making those reports,
Yep.
y'all got to get charged.
Yep. And you know what the funny thing is?
That's trash.
The reason why Twitter's so quick, they had homeboy Chauvin. They had his address in Florida.
That's what I'm saying.
And they're like, y'all got a couple days.
Right.
Y'all saw that they arrested
Right.
him the next day because we got homeboy's address in Florida where we know he's hiding, and we about 2 minutes
marching
away
up
from
there. Right.
having a 2 million man march
Yeah.
to Florida. So that's what I'm saying.
So figure it
So
out.
really
They
figure
should
it
have
out.
just let it happen and then walk out with his head. Life for life. If you that type cold hearted
really
to sit
mean,
there
like,
on somebody for that long while
How's
they
that
begging,
Yeah, you don't feel nothing.
you don't feel nothing, so you got to go immediately.
put him
Ain't no
in
let him live for a
yeah.
couple years. He
Or
got to go
put him in
immediately.
gym pop too. He don't get solitary.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
Fuck him living another day.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But like
he got to go.
But yeah, like I said in your status, that's still not even fair. Like I was
Depending on how you believe.
No, depending on how he go, because I'll throw him in there with
See-
50 brothers that been in there for 50 years.
Well, and my thing
If
is,
he walk out alive, he can
my
walk.
thing is, he deserves to die.
Yeah.
George Floyd did.
Mhm.
So
Right.
that's where
So
the
how-
point is,
how's
like,
that equal?
How's that equal? Like he did something. He deserves to die. George Floyd, he was just an innocent
Right. He's still
bystander.
dead.
He's still dead. Like at the end of the day, he's still a dead man, and that's bullshit.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
that
part-
You know
but
why?
you're right.
You know why they killing us like that and it's going viral? It's a fear tactic.
That's what. Yeah, I was
That's
getting
why
ready to
our
say that.
parents is telling us this shit happened. You got to act like this because they want us to come home.
Right.
So why shouldn't a police officer get his head lopped off for a fear tactic? If you do this,
No, yeah.
this what happens.
I said at the very beginning of the podcast, I said, I forget which one it was. Like I said, so we're so numb and it's so sad that
It was
I
the bitch
can't-
that got shot through the window.
Yeah,
yeah, that was foul.
I said that he needs to
That's
be
Breonna
hung.
Taylor.
No,
No, this is
months
like
ago.
left
Remember
Oh, the
other
one
girl?
This-
way back in
Yeah.
like yeah,
This
I
is in
remember that.
Texas.
Where they-
I
I said he
remember
needs to
that. She was
die
in there with
and
her
set the-
nephew.
and set the damn
I do
example
remember
for
that.
the police officers because these police officers think they can get away with it.
Yeah.
They, if you do that, kill them.
That's
You ain't
what-
no
that's what
getting
I'm
off.
saying.
You ain't no.
That's-
Hey, remember you
that's
backed
what
up.
I've
You
been-
might get off. You might. You're dead.
That's what I was telling you. That's justice on earth because you got to put your foot down somewhere
Right.
and say,
a lot of that shit will stop because these cops think they can do anything, bro. They're just so they know
right.
that
So
they're
so
gonna-
y'all so scared and y'all accidentally pulled the trigger because I'm scared. Well, next time if we
The next
kill
time you dead,
if we
right.
kill a couple of
You
y'all,
might be a little bit more
you might
careful
you
with
might a
your
little bit
trigger.
careful with your trigger because you're gonna know they're gonna come after me.
Right.
But like Minister said, as long as y'all kill us and go to fucking Burger King, y'all gonna keep killing us. But once y'all die and we die, somebody that survives gonna come to the middle of the table and say, "Hey, we gotta figure something out."
Mm-hmm.
But there's one side that's just killing us and going to Burger King,
Yep.
and we marching.
Getting paid vacation.
And marching. Oh man, marching is hilarious.
They gonna keep. What's their incentive to stop? They ain't hearing y'all. They don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
They told y'all they don't care about that. In fact, they killed the last nigga that tried to do it. His name Martin Luther King. We ain't hearing you. Okay, you can march all you want, little Martin. You keep marching.
Little Martin.
We'll keep marching. We'll kill you, and then we'll make movies about you later and try to paint the picture good.
Right. Put you in the textbook.
That's another thing. Y'all seen Who Killed Malcolm X?
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
watched it on Netflix.
That is
actually.
terrible.
I just watched it on Netflix.
That's
actually.
just
So
terrible.
how do you feel about Malcolm X?
How do I feel about Malcolm X? Man went astray, tried to come back. Enemy saw it. Bang, bang. That's what happened. because like this is a powerful man. He brought me to Islam when I was a young boy. Yeah, we was in Lincoln Elementary School, 6th grade. You know the little library shit in the back of the elementary school. I'm scrolling through the books. I see Malcolm X biography by Alex Haley. I didn't know Alex Haley till a couple months ago left out hella shit.
Oh my God.
So I'm thinking Malcolm is basically painting the enemy's picture of Malcolm. So I'm loving that picture of Malcolm. Now when I came into the nation, they was teaching me truth about Malcolm. Truth about how he was basically a son to Elijah Muhammad. So the enemy didn't see it like that. They like it's him versus him. It's right Islam versus bad Islam. That's how the enemy was painting, and that's why I was on the other side until I was a roommate with my brother Salah, and his dad's register. He got his ex.
Right.
So he knows a lot of this stuff. So he playing Farrakhan and all that. So I'm scrolling through on YouTube up all night watching it. Then it goes, who killed Malcolm X? I watched out. They got another one, who killed Malcolm X? The truth on Malcolm X. And people not really realizing that the information is so available, you just not reading it because you're getting spoon-fed like a little baby.
From the same people that killed him.
From the same people that killed him. Like, you're not going to talk to somebody who just, like you said, if somebody's whooping your mom's ass, you ain't going to try to talk to bruh about how to stop women from getting beat.
Right.
You're not going to stop. No. Like,
he ain't a credible source.
No, it's not.
Let me handle you real quick, and I'll go talk to you next week.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, the fact, it should tell y'all that this country celebrates Malcolm X, and they won't mention Elijah Muhammad.
Oh, and they go one and the same. Right.
You don't. Who knows them?
Right.
You never heard about them. I remember the minister asked one time.
I might not have knew the name Elijah Muhammad until
you didn't until recently.
Nah, not that. I'm sure I heard it when I went around your house.
That's what I'm saying.
Until I met you.
That's what
I'm telling you. I didn't hear Elijah Muhammad until I was roommates with Salah.
That's what I'm saying.
Didn't know who the brother was. I would go over his house and see the pictures of Elijah in his house. I'm looking like, then they got Allah in person, and it's like, huh?
It's crazy.
The only way I know is because of my uncle.
It's crazy that the minister asked one time. The minister asked one time, big crowd of people, who all in here is teachers? A lot of them raised their hand. You know, Black History Month. What names do they tell you? Like he said, who's forbidden to talk about? And during Black History Month, you're allowed to teach about Malcolm. You're allowed to teach about Martin. They said, off limits in American history, Farrakhan and Elijah Muhammad. You're not allowed to teach about them.
Because it does something to a young black boy.
It's crazy. Elijah was the source for Malcolm X that y'all so love to celebrate.
Why
don't you talk about the teacher?
Right.
See, the thing is,
Malcolm X was
people don't really notice
Detroit Red. I mean, who was Malcolm X?
Right. People don't really notice the change in Martin at the end. Guess who he met
exactly.
with? He met with Elijah.
Yeah.
Elijah told him, no, we're not talking about civil rights. We want that check so we can go get our own shit.
Right.
and Martin started talking about, I integrated us into a burning house. They said we can't have him talking to people like this for too much longer. All right, fast forward to Malcolm X. Malcolm X is out there talking about, I'm going over here to Mecca in Africa to go secure more allies for our call for human rights reparations at the UN. So he says in his legendary speech, Ballad of the Bullet, he plans to go to the United Nations because you don't take your case to the criminal, you take your criminal to court.
Right.
So as long as we're fighting it on the civil rights level, we won't get anything.
Right.
We'll always lose. Right. We got to take it global because we're humans too. We're not going to forget that all legal decisions are based on precedent. Everybody knows Dred Scott, you 3/5 of a human being. That set the precedent for all this shit down the pipe.
Right.
So we're not going to act like people be acting like shit so long ago, it's still not affecting today. Yeah. People be acting like that.
Unless it benefits them.
Yeah, for
then
sure.
It's like never forget.
Never forget.
It's 9/11. Never forget 9/11.
It's kind of crazy how not far away it was.
How
2 generations.
I mean, thinking about the civil rights movement, that was 60 years.
My grandma said there were stories and shit when my dad was born, because she said they had moved to Indiana Kentucky, because my dad was his dad was in the military. She said she rode in the middle of a KKK rally finna start. She said my dad's dad pulled over, walked in the store, grabbed a pistol and a box of bullets, and said, "We gonna live like this."
I don't know if it's a reliable source or not. I'll do some more investigation. I seen like the new Black Panther Party trying to arm every black citizen.
I saw that. I did see that.
I wonder
headline.
how true.
I don't know what.
Right.
Yeah, I saw the headline.
Yeah, I'm curious on that, and also
I think that's good too.
It is, but
They got guns.
I like your touch on the point about gangs.
Gangs?
Yeah. How on Facebook, how I didn't even really think about.
Oh yeah, where the fuck y'all at?
Right.
Where the fuck y'all at?
That's
y'all
y'all's
was created
That's y'all's
to
origin.
keep these niggas the fuck out.
out of the neighborhood. That's your
Why
origin.
is y'all letting these people create fake beef? Now you kill that person and now it's beef forever because of that fake beef.
That's because y'all don't. That's because like
Stop
you're
it.
saying, y'all don't know y'all's own history. Y'all don't know y'all's own power, and y'all don't know the fact that y'all could be used for good. We've been.
Are gangs really a thing for real
Yeah,
to
for
this
sure.
day?
Well, that's
Like,
the
gang
thing.
culture
It,
still strong,
it is in certain in LA and shit like
I was
that.
saying,
niggas
certain
It is
banging.
like you still don't. That still ain't nothing to be played with. But like here,
No, yeah. Here's a joke.
it's like we got these new gangs.
This niggas just wanting to.
Make gangs, like,
Right, but we
Niggas
all,
be
we all
making
know.
fake beef because
Fake
they done
beef.
heard they favorite rapper fake beef.
right.
Yeah, that's what niggas is on.
Right,
here. Niggas
there's
is
these new
copycats.
gangs and new names and shit for them. Like, where's the Bloods and Crips at?
Yeah, and that's my question.
With all the guns. Who made that video? Was talking about that. Damn, I just saw something.
But yeah, no, he's right. You know, and
Where
it's
y'all at? Because
Yeah,
like
so-
y'all got the strap. Y'all supposed to be gang. Y'all pull up and wet up a whole party just because your bro got shot at.
Right.
But they killing y'all. They beating y'all on the face of the police car.
Right.
So like, why won't y'all bust back at them?
Shane.
Are you so scared of what they might do versus what they are doing? They
Bro,
killing
I
us.
talked
What's
about
worse
it
than
with
death?
I talked about it with X, Y, and Z on the phone.
Oh yeah.
And I was telling them the reason why that is because it's the self hate that we've been taught.
Talk
Okay,
to me.
you are so fucking scared to pull the trigger on a police officer because you've been taught that that's God. That's God. The white man's God.
They gonna hang you out to dry.
That's he's God right now. But your black self, you don't have no. You get pissed. You don't got no. You pull that trigger so quick.
You
That's
hear it
self
in
hate.
everyday talk because they'd be like, "Let a nigga try me."
Right.
And I tell people all the time, if you're not comfortable saying the opposite of nigga, which is cracker, don't say nigga. Because you talking to your own people like that.
Right.
Why won't you talk to your open enemy like this?
Right.
I'm into both because I know where the term cracker comes from, and I only use it for that.
Right.
I only use it for that because a lot of motherfuckers think I'm just calling everybody cracker. Nah, it comes from the cracker man who cracked the whip at our back. That's why a lot of these motherfuckers in office is crackers.
I think I knew
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, it came from that term, and people want to be like, "Why does everything have to go back to slavery?" That's how we got here, motherfucker.
And
Shut
that's-
up.
Right.
And that was
Shut up.
Right. I know you don't care about origins, but I do.
Yeah.
And like I
well,
said, once
and-
again, it wasn't that long.
And-
Like, it was literally just like
Like,
I asked my grandma, she went to an all-white school. My grandma. Like that
like great grandparents knew people that had slaves.
for sure.
Yeah.
My great grandma on my mom's side, white
My
lady,
great-grandma was 94.
born the year of the Great Depression. Ain't that 29?
Yeah.
So that means her grandparents had the opportunity to own and control slaves,
right,
and
sure.
I know those people knew people that had them.
right.
For sure. That's not that far away.
Right.
That's not that far away.
Right, so
Because
don't
she's
be-
seen me. It's 2020 now.
Right.
It ain't that far away.
Right. So don't be. I hate when people
Yeah,
try.
that's
Don't
crazy
be.
to
Don't
think
be
about.
mad. Don't be mad at. Why don't we get a check, black people? If we can't get our reparations, why don't we at least get a check for postpartum? Y'all say we crazy, but no, first off, we got a reason to be crazy. Because like he's saying, it ain't that long ago. I'm allowed to be paranoid.
We just
I'm
called that
allowed
slavery.
to believe the way I believe about America. I'm allowed. I'm justified.
Especially when my great grandma is still alive.
That's
She's
what I'm
94
saying.
and
To
she's
tell me the
telling
stories.
Stories.
So where's my postpartum? I mean, postpartum. Where's my PSD,
There's people,
PTSD check?
There's people running around here that done got chased by KKK members. Like, that's not that
We
long
should have
ago.
free therapy. We should have a check.
No taxes on anything.
For real.
No taxes on anything.
For real.
Especially any type event, everything. Matter of fact, y'all pay taxes to us straight up.
And that's
all this infrastructure y'all got was literally from us. Then y'all took us to build it for you. Now you're talking about you can't even get any type benefit from it. No, we need all that until we're able to buy a separate area of land so we can have our separate state. They don't want to hear that because it goes back to the slave wanting to leave the plantation and basically you a baby on the titty. You a baby on the titty of white supremacy. Stop it. You can go get some other milk. There's formula, my nigga. Right. Stop it.
And there was milk you came from that was better. That's what, hey, like the biggest trick. Damn, just call this the Black History podcast or something. But
hey, we getting back to our roots. This is what we started on.
But the biggest trick is that the fact that they don't want to acknowledge the severity. Hunter said this last podcast. The severity of slavery. Like they try. It's so crazy how our society tries to justify it. Tries to minimize it. It really wasn't that.
Only 3% of white people own slaves.
That type of comment is so crazy. And
what was that 3% doing to the slaves?
They'd be like,
they try to just skip over that.
That's what it really is. And I'm guilty of. I've said this before in middle school or even maybe 9th, 10th grade. Well, white people were slaves too.
That's what I was just going to say. That people say, well, white people were slaves. Like, what about the Italians? What about
it's Irish? But
what about the Irish people?
I'll put it like this: try to join the mob as a black man. See how that gets you.
Right.
They don't like you either.
Right. They don't understand.
So stop.
Well, here's a couple things. We don't say the word. We say slavery a lot. We don't understand that it was the transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah.
So what does trans mean? That means they were separated into different regions of the world. We, like Harlan said, we weren't just brought over here.
Right.
We didn't just come over here.
They took a set of people and separated them, changed their language, changed their religion, spread it among, and fed them all lies. So now we don't believe the same way the Brazilian slaves believe. Right. We don't speak the same language. We don't even think we argue about where we originated from. It's the biggest. It's the most deceptive.
People don't harp on the Arabs trading us.
That's all that.
That's
they
what's
separated
crazy to me.
Look, if we all come from Africa,
because how you think they was getting to England to be wholesale? They was getting caught in the Gambia, shipped across the Sahara Desert. That's why they call it the Trans-Saharan slave trade. Yeah. Then they would be shipped to Europe through the mountains and stuff. Yeah, it's real facts. They would have you walk hundreds of miles on burning sand. A lot of people would die. That's how you know how many people they was taking. Mm-hmm. And the Arab conquest of the caliphates, this is what a lot of people try to use to say Islam was forced upon black people. The Arab conquest of the caliphates, as they expanded into Africa, they would make treaties with those chiefs and or kings to say, oh yeah, you got prisoners of war, let me have them and I'll spare your city. Right. So as any leader would do was you can have the captives, leave my people alone. Mm-hmm. So that's what people would do. White people love that excuse, blacks, so blacks, you did it to yourself. Right. No, we're not gonna act like there wasn't pressure on the outside. Right. We're not gonna act like the French army didn't show up in Ethiopia and got booted by Queen Nzinga. We're not going to act like we didn't fight back.
Yeah, people
We're not going to act like that.
Right.
We're not going to act like we just say, come on in. You can take whatever you want. Matter of fact, give me some money while we're at it, too.
Right, that's what it was.
No. I said the last podcast, it's the most evil thing that's ever occurred on Earth.
Easily.
Not close.
Easily.
Like, how can you reduce somebody to the level of a non-human being? Literally don't even care. Like, they would, if they saw, a lot of times, this came from the Willie Lynch letter, a lot of times they would just take a random pregnant slave, tie her to the post, everybody got to come watch, cut the baby out of her. Who gonna die first? Sometimes they stomp on the baby and beat her to death. And this is what's happening right now with a lot of these black men coming out in dresses and stuff. I'm going to address this. It's called buck breaking. Everybody go viral every time. Why? Because that's selling now for some reason. I don't care for real. But they would buck break the black man by having a big ass log. They would tell everybody, come watch. Biggest nigga out here. Mm-hmm. Come on out here. Can you lift this log? And when he bends over, they tie him to the log, pull his pants down and sodomize him in front of everybody. So when the black man stands up and roars, everybody looking like, "No, nigga, you got fucked in your ass." That's doing something to the people, and it's showing young boys a sign of dominance, because we're not gonna act like that doesn't occur in nature, because lions and shit do that to other lions too. But we're gonna tie it back into this by saying they're trying to emasculate the black male wholesale to where there's not even talk like this going on, to where we're just sitting there. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. I got to go work for him tomorrow. Nah, bro, this is for your babies coming down the pipe. Do you got a spine or not? Come on, stand up. People is really scared, shaking in their boots, cowards. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't care if I never get a job from these white folk again. I don't care, because I'm not dependent on my open enemy to save me. Because why would a gazelle run into a pack of lions to get away from a crocodile? Why? That don't make sense.
Hey, Absol got a perfect quote, bro. I love this song. He said,
Here you go, bro.
Drag you across the ocean just to drown you in a lake. It's so true. You drag us all the way over here to kill us here.
We're no longer needed anymore.
It's just so it's crazy.
It's basically a purging what's happening. We're no longer needed. They're telling us they don't want us here, but we're like, no, we got the same stake here. So y'all didn't really do shit.
Do you think? Because how the minister believes is that when the fight is for separation, but the fight ain't for separation like we going back to Africa separation. The fight is like, no, this is ours.
That's what I think it's going to be too.
This is ours. We ain't going nowhere. Y'all go back to where y'all came from.
That's why I changed my profile pics to Toussaint Louverture. That's one of my favorite black men all time. That's why I touched on Saint-Domingue in present-day Haiti.
He led
the Haitian Revolution. Yes, he saw how his people was being treated and said, nah, we got a common enemy. There's all of us. And they can't kill all of us.
Right.
We got to expel this. This is something that needs to be expelled. This is not something you just sit down and address and talks and stuff. No, this is something that really needs to just get off the game. How people be mad at 2K for that bullshit pass up the court. How it got to get off the game. This racist shit got to get off the game.
Got to get off the map.
Yeah.
It's just it's crazy that this country and the founders of this country and the belief of this country is the one common, we talked about this last fall, just the one common disease in the world that has never been about, not only are they not about human rights, but they're the violators of human rights amongst every nation. They just violate human rights.
Like, it's disgusting.
How could you be so evil?
You really can't fathom the mind of the devil.
It's sick, though. At some point, it's like,
I posted today, they lock us up for trying to feed our families on the block because the jobs are scarce. But they let a known racist serial pedophile into the highest seat of the land and really listen and let this man do what he do. But if I were to have any type rhetoric like he does, I'm immediately canceled.
Oh, man.
Immediately canceled. Man. But since he got bread and he's a white man with blue eyes and blonde hair, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. That's the real gangster to me.
And he
represents them motherfuckers. Yeah, loves them.
Yeah, I'll beat Donald Trump's ass. I hope you know that. I already called him out. Get your ass out of there. And he got out that bunker.
You ain't see that?
He's ready for you?
Yeah,
I saw that too.
Talking about the bunker was for inspection. How convenient. Where were you inspecting down there?
Right, and they sent you to inspect.
Oh, he was scared because.
And even if it was, I mean, hey, let's take you at your word. Let's take you at your word, Mr. Trump. Even if it was for you were inspecting.
Right, you're inspecting it for some reason.
Why are you inspecting it?
Right. I might need to go down there.
Yeah. Why are you? It might be for inspection.
You're scared.
I'll be telling people they can't kill everybody. They can't take everybody to jail. If niggas really wanted to, they could run up and it's ours now.
Yeah,
it's ours now because there's so few of them. They'll see a couple hundred of us and they'll be like, you know what? Don't kill me. Go ahead.
Right.
It'll be one of those.
Yeah.
But
But that goes
attacking the White House and shit. Obviously, they got big choppers. Obviously, people gonna get mowed down, but they gonna run
one day somebody gotta call that bluff.
You don't think they gonna mass kill people?
No, I do.
Oh yeah,
But we gotta be. I mean, somebody gotta be crazy enough to call that bluff.
That's the biggest gangster on the planet.
Allegedly.
Yeah, because they mass kill.
Allegedly.
We don't know this.
I'm just saying, allegedly somebody should do that, right? Not like,
Yes, allegedly. I'm not calling for any. I'm not calling for anybody like that. But I'm just saying.
because I did see that they're starting to go after people saying stuff like that. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Well,
Did you see that?
yeah. I don't want the CIA knocking on my door.
The FBI is going after people online. They've already arrested a few people last week.
I'm saying I'm not inciting. Look, I'm just saying. You talking about allegedly? I'm just saying allegedly. Like, why are we so scared? Like, do we know?
They, like you said, they think they got.
Yeah, because do we even know if they really got the smoke? We don't. How
No, they've never been tested.
They've never been tested. Somebody called America's bluff one time.
Because Texas is strapped. If Texas want to come up with some riot shit, they don't smoke with anybody. Like, there's hella more guns off the Air Force Base than on the Air Force
exactly.
Base. People are strapped here. That's why
Unregistered.
motherfuckers don't like coming over here because we dangerous. We clap shit. So like it's bad. Like people got automatics rolling around in the hood.
Easily.
Like they think, oh, we got automatics. They only got pistols and shit. Nah, they got the same shit you get because you dropping it off in the hood for these motherfuckers to sell.
Mm-hmm.
I know the gang. They throw the rock hot to hand. Hit everybody on gun trafficking charges so you can save your mans that's been giving him guns from the Air Force Base. I know the game.
It's a crazy world we live in. Yeah. Definitely it's crazy. What are y'all doing? What are we doing this weekend?
I'm not gonna hit another protest. I like where we're at, man. Like I said, I don't think we're too far from really.
What we're talking about?
I don't know about all that, but all I'm saying is I don't think we're too far from really making some noticeable change. Oh, did y'all see they took down that Robert E. Lee monument, and they also took down that Confederate monument in, I think, Mississippi. Was that in Mississippi?
Yeah, they should take down the national anthem.
And they've been talking about doing stuff like that, but it's just oddly convenient as of lately.
That whack ass national anthem. That shit is whack. Don't even slap. That shit is whack.
Garbage.
That's the Star Spangled Banner.
Can you see?
Yeah, that's the.
But it's oddly convenient how people say that the riots and stuff don't work, but y'all just taking down everything this week.
That's right.
It's letting people know we not having it no more.
Yeah.
That's what the riots is for, and that's what people try to dismiss when they say stop rioting. Like, why is we rioting in the first place? You're doing something that the people are not accepting anymore.
Right.
But y'all can have a whole Civil War and Revolutionary War over some minor shit,
Right.
and we can't even burn up a fucking car because you killed somebody.
They started a civil war because they told them that they can't have slaves no more.
Right.
It's like,
oh, we going to war about this.
what?
You're not
Y'all
gonna
started a
tell
whole
me I can't
protest.
keep my niggas.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, America is crazy.
It's
bro.
crazy, man. It's gonna get crazier, but we're gonna
burn
be here to
down.
pod through it.
The Fall of America. Read the book.
We're gonna be here to pod through it. We're gonna take care of all the Drew Breeses of the world. We're gonna take care of all the Jake Froms of the world.
Yeah. And
Drew
you want,
Brees need his
and
ass
you wonder.
Man, Michael Thomas made me so I just knew Michael Thomas was gonna be the guy to go upside Drew Brees' mouth.
Yeah.
But he said, I'm a Christian. He said,
Stop hiding behind that bullshit.
bro, he said, I'm a Christian. I was taught to forgive, so I forgive Drew Brees. On with the movement.
So I ask the Christians when they get on that, like, bro, do y'all even read y'all own book?
That's what I'm saying.
When Jesus saw them people at the temple, what'd he do? He went in there and flipped shit out.
Flip the table.
Flip the table. Nah.
And that's a metaphor. He probably whooped some ass.
Yeah, he whooped some ass.
Stop paying.
Like,
We said we don't know
Hey,
the
my
fuck.
homegirl was turned.
We don't.
Yeah.
Don't act like she wasn't turned.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know who that is, and that's what we met.
Oh, that's
That's
the Pope's
not Jesus.
son.
I know who. I know
That's
who it
the
is.
Pope's son.
That's what I try to tell him.
Yeah.
I know who that is, but that ain't Jesus was whooping ass. Stop playing, y'all.
Yeah.
Jesus
All of them was
soft
Here it
ass.
is. Look, this is what
Soft
Michael
ass,
Thomas
man.
said.
Here
One
we
of
go.
my brothers made a public statement yesterday that I disagree with. He apologized and I accept it because that's what we are taught to do as Christians. Now back to the movement.
All right, let's unplug that logic, plug it in somewhere else. You just seen this nigga whoop your mom's ass. He talking about he's sorry.
Right.
You gonna
Yeah,
accept it?
Right. We gonna.
Right.
I'll forgive you after you get this ass whooping.
Yeah.
And once we both know where we stand,
And then
that,
I'm still going to cancel you.
right.
Yeah.
On with the next quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to retire. Like I think he's gonna retire now.
Nah.
He's not, bro. He didn't got too much backing.
He has
Everybody didn't came back and said,
And
"Oh,
said, never mind, you're right.
And because he just came out just hours ago. I'm donating to the black support. Fuck you.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't do that shit.
Literally.
No, you made your stance clear
Stand
before
on it.
public pressure
White
got
life
up.
matters.
Stand on it." Hey, it's been
that's
trending.
trending.
It's been trending, bro.
Bro, nah.
This world is sick.
No.
It's so tough. You had to get public backlash for you to come out and say, I fully understand. My comments were insensitive. I hate when an artist says that or anybody. My comments were insensitive and I didn't realize. No.
You
said
know.
what
No,
you said, though.
you said what you
You
said.
said that 6 hours.
You done your
Before
apologizing for it getting
before
big.
your PR team
Right.
just stepped in and said, "Hey, maybe you should return."
Right,
So
exactly.
fuck you and your PR
Right.
team.
Literally.
'Cause
And
I-
Drew Brees, it literally looked like someone else wrote that. Did you see his? I read it.
Yeah.
He was like, "This is what I stand for.
Yeah.
I stand for no. I stand." It was like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
And-
we gonna continue to call out people like Drew Brees.
Yeah, so throw 5,000
Jake Fromm.
5,000 yards.
Keep
all
y'all's
you want.
apology. Y'all can keep your apology, your PR team that wrote. I saw you put that black and that white hand together on it.
he be
like,
with Trump and shit.
Jake
Come
Fromm
on,
a bitch
dude.
too.
Yeah, he is. But we,
Big bitch.
Fuck all y'all. All
y'all
right.
got any parting thoughts? We can leave it there, man.
Nah, I want to keep going.
What do you want to go on?
2019, 2020 NBA champions, Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, they will win. LeBron James gets his 3rd title. Yes, he does.
Fourth.
I mean, 4th title. I really don't count that first Heat chip. That shit cheap. But yeah, and probably Giannis for MVP. Probably Giannis, but I'd still go LeBron James for MVP. He's fucking
I'm not
amazing.
a Giannis fan.
Yeah,
No, not at all.
yeah, and
He
Lakers ain't winning.
folds.
I got
Lakers ain't winning. Man, fuck the Clippers. They ain't never won shit.
I'll tell y'all exactly what's going to happen. They're going to restart the NBA season.
Mm.
America's going to burn down right before the fucking finals.
Right.
We ain't gonna
We
get to
ain't gonna
see.
get. There's not gonna be a 2020 championship. I thought God has made it abundantly clear this year. Y'all ain't finishing shit. So try all y'all want. The only thing that's about to be finished is this last chapter of this book I've been writing. It's called Revelation. That's the only thing that we're gonna finish. We're gonna crown a champion. All right, it's gonna be me.
Right.
When I come in on the cloud that I mentioned.
King James.
All right, God. Yeah, I got you,
Bruh.
King James. Yeah, God got a book he's writing, y'all. It's a good book.
He got a book that 30 wrote.
It's crazy. Tom
Yeah,
Brady's
it's
in
good.
Tampa Bay too. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
What, that what?
Tom Brady's in
the NFL
Tampa
shook
Bay.
up.
Yeah, but
It's first time
we gotta get off this race shit. But how do y'all feel? Tom Brady's nasty. I fuck with Tom Brady.
Go.
He's one of the is racist and he don't know it. He's one of those white people because he really fucks with black people. He fucks with black individuals. I could tell. He over the time
But when it comes to that privilege shit, he's like, nah, I need mine.
that,
Yeah.
and I don't think he understands that. I don't think that he understands that he's racist because I don't think that he understands that there's much wrong with the systematic American system that's going on. I think he more so shares Drew Brees sentiments,
It's natural. It just
but he's
flows out.
smarter than to come out and say, I don't believe for not standing for the flag.
Right.
In fact, a lot of people made it abundantly clear to me in 2016 with the cap shit. A lot of people, a lot of NFL players made it abundantly clear where they stood to me. A lot of people didn't come out and support. And that's
they
what I'm going to
was mad
say.
at
Tom
Cap.
Brady did not come out and support.
No.
A lot of people stayed neutral.
And that's all it takes. Tom Brady comes out and takes a knee,
Bro,
and right, that's all it takes. Is Tom
They would have
Brady.
made him retire.
Yeah, it's all it takes. Is Tom
They
Brady.
would have told him you're done. You can't suit up no more.
Bob Kraft.
and we understand that there's a lot of powers at work when it comes to Tom Brady. There's a lot of higher powers at work. Like, you ain't doing that, Tom Brady. I don't care what you believe.
Right.
You ain't doing that.
Right.
Not you. You're the face of the league,
Man.
so do that all you want.
But then that's again, I mean, that's
It's-
why we
it's where your
respect-
morals-
and that's why we respect Muhammad Ali so much.
Exactly,
People
'cause it's like,
that because
I'm putting this
I don't
all on the
care
line.
About none of that.
right, that
This is what I believe.
heavyweight title,
I don't care
I'll
about
forfeit
that.
it.
Yeah, right.
I'll go
How
to
about
jail.
that?
I don't care.
How
'Cause
about
this is what I
that?
believe in.
Yeah.
That's why they're praised.
Now,
They deserve to be praised.
Now niggas are scared because they seen how hard that made Ali's financial situation. And like I said, niggas is literally selling out for monetary gain.
I will not
Literally.
allow y'all. I won't allow y'all to put Kaepernick in y'all's history books. I won't do it.
Yeah.
No, it's
Better
Kaepernick.
not.
Don't teach my children about that shit. Don't do it. Don't try to whitewash this history and 20 years from now try to say, oh, don't do it.
Yeah.
He took a stance for something he believed in.
Yeah,
and he
don't
wasn't
do it.
appreciated. We're not gonna act like y'all liked it
And
all
kick him
along.
out the
Commissioner
league.
Goodell was the sickest.
Mhm.
You see,
All of the
come out,
NFL all
he
the
said,
NFL
he
pages.
said the NFL we
We
you can't
su-
say
we
that
support and we
you
stand.
can't say you stand with black people when 4 years ago you didn't want a knee.
I was about to say we know y'all stand because y'all damn
They
sure
was
don't
right.
need.
People forget they was fining niggas.
Fining
Fights,
left and
hefty
right.
checks.
Yeah.
Right.
Fining
Left and right. What's that
forfeiting
boy,
the whole game check.
yeah.
Like,
What's our
it's
boy
crazy.
from the Raiders? Quarterback.
Agree.
No.
Quarterback, Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. His whole remember he was a Bible thumping. Y'all better stand. Y'all better put your hand over your heart when that flag goes. Y'all remember that?
Mm-mm.
And they was had that whole conflict with the
I remember
Raiders.
they even had motherfuckers they started finding. They was like, "What was
Motherfucker
staying in the
tried
locker
that
room?"
in front of me.
Yeah.
They was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
What was staying like? We ain't coming out for the national anthem. They start finding them for that. It's like,
People
bro,
forget they used to not come out at all.
Well, yeah, and there was a whole.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah,
all.
then 09 happened. They signed
they
a
was
contract
literally-
with the military.
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
we literally they were contracted, and that's what the real big uproar. It's all money. It's always
It's
money
always-
involved. And it was like y'all had a contract with them to do that and have players out there. That's why y'all was really mad.
right. Yeah,
Fuck y'all. Shout out to Adam Silver.
I don't like him either.
I don't really like him either.
I hated David Stern though. He's the biggest
Who did I
bitch
say
all
I don't
time.
want to see out there?
I don't say we'll take my pinky toe.
Yeah, who did I say I don't like? Andrew Schultz. Fuck him.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, he sucks.
I-
He sucks.
I hate him.
No, that's your boy.
No, it ain't.
That is your boy.
That's
No,
your
it
boy.
ain't.
That's your guy.
No, it
That
ain't.
is.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
idiot.
No, it ain't.
You fucking
Yeah.
brave.
I just like
You
to
ain't
watch.
Charlemagne.
I like watching Charlemagne. How he acts in front of Andrew Schultz, because Andrew Schultz really in his brain thinks our culture
Like-
has given him a pass
I don't
to be.
even-
He be saying like jokes. He be thinking he could joke about racist shit because he be like, I'm a comedian. No, we don't give you that pass,
Nah,
nigga.
bro.
He need. I will. He's nasty.
Oh,
Because he really be comfortable around Charlemagne, and I'm like,
It's because people letting him be comfortable.
right.
And that's what I said. You can't be raising no black boys as cowards for real, because that's cowardice shit. To not tell him, nah, do it again, we got problems.
Right.
And brothers have let him get a pass with that, so he thinks he can come around every brother and do that.
Right. And that's
No,
not the
it's
case.
the same
Right, you
situation
gonna
with
get
these
your boy
white.
messed.
It's the same situation with these white girls thinking because they getting piped by niggas, they can say niggas.
Right.
These white boys is hitting black girls, so they think they can say nigga.
Right.
I don't care how she makes you feel, but you gotta have the respect that everybody's not gonna make you feel like that.
Right.
You gotta have the respect of what happened behind that word at the hands of your people.
Right.
People keep forgetting that black boys is taught when you go out there, you by an individual, they look and use every other black boy.
Right.
So you got to stand true and basically be a perfect example of what a black boy is.
Mm-hmm.
People don't understand that you're a representation of your people, no matter if you're like that or not. That's why back in the G, when a white man would come around black people would hush up and shit, he wouldn't give a fuck about what's going on, but they don't know that.
Right.
Just like I don't know if a random white person is racist and got that in their heart, but until they show their hand, they will. So I say err on the side of caution and prepare for that, but don't expect that from all of them. 'Cause that's what they're doing to us, and we're not them.
You got anything to promote?
Oh, I got anything to promote? I
Yes,
got
sir.
the Koncious brand LLC website is coming very, very soon. I'm working on it as we speak. I have new products available. I have a aloe shea face mask, crazy curl coconut hair cream. It's amazing. It'll literally have your waves spinning. So I got my body butters. Everybody knows that. It's amazing. I had real dark stretch marks right here, and now they're basically light and going away. Now it helped my beard grow in. I had a big bald spot right here. Now it's growing in. I got face scrub. Usually I say you can use it with your face, but you can use it as other parts of your body because a lot of my products are multi-use. Just like you can use the body butter as lip balm, basically all body lotion. You can even use it as hair conditioner. The hair milk is hair conditioner and for afros and stuff like that, not for dreadlocks. I have edge control on the way. I have my girl's actually securing a hair vendor for the business, so we can actually sell hair products I'm securing. Right now, I'm in the process of getting my do-rags made and my brushes made. Even combs. I have oil-infused wood combs on the way with custom engraving options available. So that's why it's taking a long time for me to build my website, because I got to get all my products. I got to get them pictures, all that, get it ready, set my my bundle deals, my sales, my coupon codes, stuff like that. It takes a lot of work into that. So it's fun, because that's really why I stopped going to college, because what I go to college for is business management, supply chain. That's what I went to college for. So once I got my gen eds and that out the way, then I started taking my microeconomics, macro, contemporary American business. So I started getting a feel for what I was planning to do with my degree anyway. So I wanted to stop college to actually try my hand at that. And now I'm finding some sort of success. It's still a very large learning curve.
Shout that brand out again. Say that louder.
Koncious brand. Follow me on Facebook. Right now, I'm just my media on Facebook. Pretty soon, my products, when my website is fully finished, will be available through the page on Facebook. But right now, just follow me. I have thought-provoking content on my Facebook page. It's amazing. You can feel free to comment whatever you wish. Just keep it respectful for the brothers and sisters that follow the page.
We'll drop it right there.
And lastly,
and I can say, and I trust me, I ain't gonna advocate for nothing I don't actually like. I ain't gilly.
Right.
I would just shut the fuck up and won't say nothing. Beard cream, hard. Got my beard.
You got a beard.
Healthy.
whatever I got from him slaps.
Bro,
Just put it on
the
early.
CBD.
CBD oil.
Hard. All the time.
I won't be able to sell CBD on the website because because the actual avenue I'm going for my sales, the software, they won't let you sell CBD products.
Oh really?
So that's a
Well,
bum.
just hit him up for it.
That's a bum. Yeah, hit me up
Get
for it.
with
If
it.
you see me on the street,
Hey, your shoulders hurt, your lower back, rub that bitch in a little
you
bit.
see me
10
on the
minutes
street,
later.
put in an order and I'll get it ready for you.
Get it ready.
Hey, lastly, it's a new little segment. It's quick. Rate this conversation 1 to 10. Rate it.
What, our last conversation?
The conversation we had
Total
today.
Podcast. I like doing that.
Like fun 1 for 10 or
Nah,
like thought provoking?
Either or. How satisfied are you with our conversation today?
10, because a lot of people are disappointing because my dad calls them functional illiterates. People really don't know what the hell they talking about. They just putting words in a sentence. And like for people to be able to articulate themselves and make somebody who they don't really hang around understand where they're coming from. That's beautiful.
You feel like we've done that today?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Shout out our podcast then.
Yeah, shout them out. Noahidols podcast. Fuck with them. Yeah, I like it too. And people be surprised, but I like this shit fire. Fuck with it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What episode is this, Shane?
39.
39.
We ain't even doing the motherfucking players, but
No, good.
Forget that.
fuck
This is
that.
episode 39.
This is episode 39. I'm troublesome today. This was Joe. Harlan in the building. Shane over there. Like I said, Trump, get your ass outside of that bunker and get ready, because they coming. All right?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Cool, man. Get us out of there. Ain't no peace right now.
Nope. But, as I like to say, shout out to the man above. No peace, but all love. This is the Know-It-Alls, episode 39. We out.
facts.
Boom. Another good one.